Hello, college esports fans, and welcome to the Utah Esports coverage of the Collegiate League of Legends Swiss play-ins. We have new lower thirds, by the way.
I know, they look very nice.
I know, I'm very happy with them. So, we are broadcasting to you live from Building 72 at the University of Utah campus. I am Archie Sleeksmith, and I'm joined here by
Soul Rush here again for the third time. It's good to be back.
And Beatrice. So
Yes, we do have Beatrice here.
Yep. Good times all around. So, today we have another best of three here. This is the fourth round of the Swiss format here. Utah currently 3-1. They dropped one against Colorado Boulder, and I don't think it's irony, but it certainly does seem funny that today we're playing against Colorado Denver.
Yes, two different Colorado teams, both
CU, by the way.
Yes. A little confused when I see we're against CU again. I'm like, what does that mean, you know? So
logos are oddly similar too. Like, it's the same colors and everything. I'm like, what?
Classic Colorado.
What are you gonna do?
Yep, but interesting match. Should be a good one. A little bit of a rank discrepancy, contrary to last one where they was really close. So we should see it still should be some good games, but I'm interested in to see.
Utah's maybe feeling a little bit more confident in this one.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to feel confident when, like, your lives are on the line, and one loss basically doesn't 100% eliminate you from the playoffs, but for all practical purposes, it eliminates you from the playoffs.
Yes, so both these teams are 3-1. So if you get 2 losses, the playoffs dream it's in the
you have to get lucky at that point.
Yeah, so you have to get very, very lucky. So you cannot drop a game from here on out for either of these teams. So they're both gonna be fighting to the death here. So gonna be good.
Hopefully. So do we have any competitive history against Denver?
Not quite as much as the last Boulder school. I don't think we might have played against them, but I don't recall. So
so no blood feuds this time.
No, not this time. I mean,
all of the murder we witnessed shall be cold-blooded.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I mean, it is a Colorado school, so there's still a little bit there, but not nearly as much as last week. But
okay. So we can take the grudge match gloves off here, and
just take it slow, take it easy. But it should be a good one. The mid jungle on each team is going to be the game deciders, I think.
Certainly it should be. I mean, that's kind of where a lot of the star power is for both these squads. I mean, it certainly could something could happen in the sidelines, because we like to talk about, okay, well, where are both teams the strongest? And we're like, okay, well, both these squads are strongest in the mid lane. That's going to be the thing to watch. At the same time, if one of the teams has a weaker side lane, sometimes that just breaks out of there, and you're like, okay, well, there goes that narrative. But we're going to stick with the mid lane one.
Yes.
For the time being. Being said, Denver, their team's got a few kind of interesting quirks as it was. I believe there's actually, their mid laner plays a lot of Talia.
Yes, Talia. Not the best into Assassins, which is Barbecue's champ pool. So we'll see if Utah decides to leave that up, or they're still scared of just how much Talia the guy plays, because he is a big Talia player. So I'm seeing what Utah does to play around that.
Like, even if you kind of have the good matchup into the Talia, sometimes it's like they don't have to stay in that lane at all. They're such a good roamer. Like, man, I hate my lane matchup. Screw it, let's mess with bot lane. Let's go!
Yeah. Not nearly as good as the past Talia, where your Q would hit the entire wave. Now it's single target every Q, so your push isn't nearly as good, but it's still, you just get that wall across the map, and it's just really, really cool. Which, that interaction with, like, say, a Kiana, one of my favorite interactions. It looks so cool.
Well, I've never actually seen that. So the Kiana ult procs off that entire wall?
Yeah, so for example, you can go all around the rift with that, because it's the funniest thing ever. Well, if we see Kiana and Talia, we might see that interaction, because it is quite the interaction.
Okay, so I know it's very likely that Talia is going to be banned out, but I hope she gets played just for that interaction.
I'd like to see Barbecue's Kiana or something like that. I would love to see it.
Yeah, Barbecue absolutely does play that champ.
Yes, he does like his Kiana, which I don't want to see any college today. I don't think that champ is good. We might see it. I don't want to see it.
Akali's had a bit of a rough go, but they basically vanished at the top levels of play. So
She was played today
all
by
right.
TSM, but
All right.
they lost.
I watched the EU games
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Asin is in the morning.
Sona top on Wonder and stuff. Crazy.
What a time!
I know.
Is Soraka top still a thing? Are we still doing that?
Soraka top
Okay.
is still a thing. She got nerfed a little bit. Still really good win rate. So we'll hopefully see it today. I don't know. I like seeing it because it's so stupid. Like it's the stupidest thing. So I'm a fan.
Is it really stupid if it works?
I guess not. I would say no, it isn't. But
If no one knows what you're doing, they can't say you're doing it wrong.
exactly. I don't want to see no Sona top. I think that is stupid.
That was a little innovative, a little brave,
Yes.
and very about that one.
Yes.
Weird.
No changes. Still patch 10.3.
Yep.
The same old. Not a patch till next week because now this season they're doing patches every 2 weeks instead of every week. So a little less of a burden for like casters and for like just people trying to catch
It is
up with
much
the
more
meta.
friendly to my low Lexile reading score.
It's not nearly as difficult to keep up with. So thanks, Riot, for that. Mostly because probably they're working on their other games and stuff. But we'll say they intentionally did it.
Okay, well, we do have rosters ready here representing your Utah Utes. Top side, we have a Friendly Guide Live. Kraydon and Babjo BBQ will make up the mid-jungle combination. And in the bottom lane, we have Mfix and Adam Josh. See if there's anything surprising about these kind of rollouts? Oh, never mind. We're moving right on to Denver.
Yeah, straight to Denver. We got SSAETA. It's a weird one. And you got Pharaoh in the jungle.
I'm calling him Seda.
Seda. All right, Seda in the top lane, Pharaoh in the jungle with some cool accents on it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got Forever L, which, not the best name. From
I believe
mid
the L is short for something that we'll see in game.
Yeah, yes. Go Where IP is that's in the bot lane, and Duck Girl 3 as support.
I see. So, I would make comments about this Denver roster, but I have never seen Colorado University Denver play League of Legends before, so,
Yeah, we just go off their most playeds and stuff. So we got the Echo for the jungle, which Echo jungle I think is very strong. You get the parallel convergence. His W has a really long stun duration since a patch ago. Speaking of picks, let's jump straight into draft here.
Okay, so Utah has first pick, first ban. That first ban liable to be the Echo or the... Fascinating things happening here in the matchup graphics.
Oh, yep, there's the Echo band, just what we were talking about.
And the Lulu, I think that's worth mentioning. Duck Girl plays a lot of the Lulu as well. I did forget about that one. Gragas away from Kraydon. I mean...
They've probably seen the Yasuo Gragas combo.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That is not fun to play against, so good ban.
So it's less about taking it from Kraydon and more like kind of the indirect ban on the Yasuo
Exactly.
towards
The-
BBQ.
Lesser of a combo you got there, so good ban from Denver, and the Senna ban from Denver. Taking that away from Infix?
We have gone for the Senna pretty reliably, Utah has, but at the same time, I feel the team has moved away from it. They're not really feeling the pick after the changes.
Yes, the changes to her kit made her more of a support, so it is a good flex pick. I have seen it in support and don't think it's bad. So it's banned out from Denver. Curious what else they have to ban.
I'm curious if we will see the Jalea banned out. Utah does have the one more. That would be the last kind of the characters that are heavily played by Denver. It's the Jalea, it's the Echo, it's the Lulu. Everyone else is a bit more balanced in their play times.
Yes, and Talia also very problematic for dashes, and a lot of Barbecue's champ pool have dashes in it. So she lays down her W or her E, and you just can't really dash through it. But they looked to opt to the Lysandra ban for the side of Utah.
Been a little while since we've seen the Lysandra. I don't really know who that's targeted, that's mostly mid lane?
I believe Forever L, because the Lysandra it's very safe. You can stay safe in your lane, and we do see the Swain ban. We know Adam Josh loves his Swain, so that Swain Syndra lane is really dominant from the side of Utah, so CUD opts to ban that, and we see a very interesting first pick here.
Yeah, the Diana, one of Babjo's favorites for sure, but is it going to really be good blind?
I think that is Babjo's favorite champion. He grinds that so much. That's what he got to Challenger with, you know.
Right.
Very, very strong champ right now. She did overgo some changes the last patch. Still very, very dominant, just not as dominant. I'd like to see Babjo play it because he has not been able to play it. It's been banned every single time against Utah. So exciting to see that, and also very exciting to see the set, which we saw last week from Friendly Guy. Love seeing the set. It's very strong, very reliable. I'm seeing where that goes.
I'm really excited to see the Elise with the set. Set requires jungle investment. If you're picking the set and you're not planning to give him some help with the jungler, then you're kind of wasting the pick. And the Elise, with the early pressure that it brings, can give that help.
Yes, lots of early pressure, and that is a Philios from the side of Utah, which, then again, he went through some changes. Still very dominant, still Infix loves his Aphelios. Dishes out tons and tons of AoE damage with that Hurricane, with those guns. Just all-around cool champ.
And also just like Mfix is particularly good with the Moonlight Vigils. He has hit some absurd shots with that ultimate. So I will never complain about Utah picking up the Aphelios, even if it were more out of the meta.
Yes, that Moonlight Vigil, it goes a long, long way, which is very underestimated by me at least. You know, I've been hit with a couple of those, and I'm like, where did that even come from? But we do get the MF from the side of CUD, which, you know, it's a good pick. It's the triad of ADCs. You got the Philios, the Senna, and the MF. Senna overwent some changes, so she's kind of dropped out. You get the MF and Philios still in there. So we get a Rumble ban from the side of CUD.
Oh, man.
We have yet to see what Barbecue has locked in yet, but we will see.
Yeah, Colorado, Denver, they have gone deep into their research, going so far as to ban out Coach Swish's champion pool.
Swish not too happy about that one. He loves his Rumble, but I don't really know who would play that. I know Babjo does not, so it must be Friendly Guy's Rumble that they are banning out here. And same with that Mordekaiser. Very strong champ, really good into set. I've seen, unfortunately, one of the biggest set picks are Soraka. That's like the counter matchup in pro play, so we'll see if Friendly Guy stoops down. He hates playing that Soraka.
If this was Rain, it would be like Soraka locked in an
Yes,
instant, though.
exactly. He loves those crazy picks. But we do get the Ornn into Aatrox matchup in the top lane. Which,
I think that might be a mid-Ornn.
yeah, that might be a mid-Ornn, but it could also be a mid-set. That has also been locked in a couple times from some players. And I know dip into the Diana, I think set would do pretty well, but we will see if the Ornn, which, you know, has been picked a lot. And then the J4 for Kraydon, one of Kraydon's staple champions.
Kraydon has been playing it at kind of this collegiate level for years now. Never a surprise. You see, it was actually kind of funny. For a significant period of last year, it kind of like dropped the champion cold turkey.
Yes.
Just wasn't feeling it, but it kind of good to see he got his mojo back.
Yes,
with the
it's
J4.
I remember 2 years ago, and we were just informed Tahm Kench was the blank on the side of Utah, which is always paired with that Aphelios. You get either the Braum or the Tahm Kench because that champ is so immobile. You need some sort of utility tank support to save him. But back to the J4, was picked a ton 2 years ago. When this program first started, I remember playing, and it would be the joke was pick J4 win. Like, that's how much he was picked. So, like, he's coming back into meta. The year before, he was kind of fell out of meta because you were more aggressive junglers like Xin Zhao and stuff like that. But glad to see a tank jungler coming back, such as that J4. So, interesting picks. Do you have any thoughts? There's the Tahm Kench.
Let's see. Looking at this one, the Taliyah has been completely abandoned. Now, I think it wasn't looked at the pick, wasn't looked at the bans. It is possible that this isn't the mid laner I thought we were dealing with. Denver did have 2 mid laners listed on their rosters. I might have just got the names mixed up. So there could be some weirdness going on with that.
Even with the Taliyah pick, I could see like if he, picks to a safer champ such as that Ornn. That Ornn can it's mostly picked for the negation of the jungle mid, because that's how you unlock your lanes.
Right.
You take that jungle, take that mid, run it up, run it down. That's how you form your dives. That's how you get leads. So that Ornn is known as just tries to shut down.
Just stonewalls all that process.
Yes, but as I say this, it looks like that is the set mid, which I was talking about earlier, which really good into those melee champions such as the Diana, such as Talon, such as, just melee mid laners. So interesting for Forever L here.
Yeah, they're certainly throwing some spice in here. Are the Lynxes from Denver. Very curious indeed. Nami has been... It's been a hot minute since I've seen some Nami play. I feel like that has to be a comfort thing.
I do think a utility support like that is going to be risky. They're going to have to... I would like to see if something like a Braum, which was banned, but, it's just like the problem with Aphelios. Both these ADCs are so immobile, it's really hard to get them going with a utility support such as Lulu, Nami, are those. You really need a tank support such as Braum or Tahm Kench to really keep those players safe. But interesting set mid. I'm still very interested to see where that goes because I love Set. I think Set is so fun. I've played him a few times mid and he is really strong to these matchups. But a lot of comfort picks from Utah over here. So very smart by them. They got the Aatrox, they got the J4, they got the Diana. Often the Diana, the Aatrox banned from Utah almost every single game. So it's going to be really interesting seeing them perform on these comfort picks.
Honestly, I feel like there's two very different philosophies of drafting that has gone into this game. Utah, this is largely comfort across the board. Sure, we have the Aphelios. Sure, we have the J4. That's just because that's just what these guys would be playing, even if it wasn't very meta. Across the way, what I thought was going to be a very comfort-oriented team in Denver seemed to be a bit more trying to be ahead of the metagame there with the Ornns, the set mid, keeping it innovative, I guess.
They just picked all the meta and just assigned them. So that MF, really strong. That Set, that Ornn, all really strong picks, but kind of weird how they put the Set in the mid lane and the Ornn in top. I feel like both of those, it was a good flex pick by them because it makes Utah...
I'm prepared to bet money Utah didn't expect that.
Exactly,
so in that moment, the flex has worked. And I'm assuming it's not comfort because that is an assumption I'm making. I haven't talked to these guys. I don't rightly know. But largely just because of the fact that MF Nami isn't hyper synergistic.
Yes, you get the now that the Nami bubble works off of abilities, you get the Make It Rain, which might do some synergy things, but Nami I feel like has a pretty high win rate in solo queue, but not really that good in competitive. Because in competitive, they are way coordinated to get those dives, and Nami, she gets dove easy. So as I say this, we are getting straight into game.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summoner's Rift. Once again, this is game one in a best of 3. Both teams have their tournament lives on the line in this one, so don't miss a thing.
Yes, and it looks like normal item builds, we do have the exhaust for that Set in the mid lane. A little bit interesting, trying to shut down that just assassination power of that Diana. As soon as she QEs in, she does a lot of damage, so looks like that exhaust is coming out. Same with Nami getting that exhaust. I would have liked to see an Ignite, play that lane a little up because you do have melee into range support there. So also, while we're talking about interesting things, we got the Glacial Augment for that Nami. So very weird. Usually you get that area. It might be looking for that GLP, that Spooky Ghost. I'm interested to see that. That seems really weird to me.
So let's keep an eye on the build path for the Nami there. It could make some noise or not. Who knows? It's early game.
Yes, and one more interesting rune choice is that Aftershock for the Set. I do see primarily Conqueror for sets, but Aftershock gonna provide very safe, so they know Baba Joe he's a really good player on that team, so it looks like they're just going to be focusing to play safe and make sure that their mid laner is okay there. And
ooh, Kraydon apparently started to make some noise early, rotates bot side, and kind of pokes out Denver's bot lane pretty heavily. That should secure Mfix and Adam Josh a bit of lane priority for a while.
yes, and also gets both their flashes there.
Oh,
so
whoa, I didn't even...
very well played. I mean, we didn't really see what happened, but we can assume he just flag and dragged in, and no summoner spells burned for Utah, but both flashes for Denver.
That's going to make it hard for them to do much of anything here. Guess the question is, what can Mfix and Adam Josh do with this little advantage that they do have? They might be in trouble. Pharaoh is rotating down. They have the sweeper ward out. Looks like they were just checking for vision, not actually interested in the gank. Babjo having a bit of a time here in mid.
Yes, this is exactly what I was talking about with that melee damage coming out from set. He just gets those 2 punches off and waits to finish his combo with that W, which absorbs a lot of damage, and it got some nerfs in the previous patch, but still hurts.
Well, Pharaoh looking for Mfix here. Nanos comes in, gets the swallow, spits him out, looking good, but can Adam Josh himself get out of here? They will get out with only a few scratches to their name. We do see Summoner Heal dropped by Mfix and Exhaust used by Adam Josh. So that wasn't for free either, but they keep their flashes. That's the big cooldown. That's kind of nice.
Yes, that's the Tahm Kench really showing why you pair him with that Aphelios. So very safe. He can get hit with that cocoon and you just gobble him up. But it looks like he burned the sums and he is coming back.
Pharaoh is coming right back here. The run back gank. Adam Josh has used his flash. That's Mfix. Adam Josh will meet their fate there. First blood the way of the mid laner. Pharaoh will eat some of the Aphelios nonsense, but they're A-okay with that. They got what they came for.
Yes, and very smart to come repeat gank. You know you got the at least the heal and exhaust, so less combat stats for them, and the eat is on a long cooldown, so they came back before that cooldown was up, and they focused the Tahm Kench where he can't eat himself, so smart by the side of Denver.
Now, what would that even look like if he could?
Yeah,
Does he just
very strange.
like implode on himself, or
that is the All for One. When that was out, people would play Tahm Kench versus Tahm Kench. It was a big Russian doll thing. Very, very funny to see. But we look like top lane. It's friendly guy is up about 10 CS and he's freezing the lane here. So going to be difficult for Ornn to get any of that CS.
Denver's probably not too terribly concerned because it's Aatrox and Ornn. That's just what happens for the first 5 levels.
Yes. And it looks like Infernal Drake getting started up by the side of Denver.
This would be a bit of a concerning thing for Utah if it goes over. It's at about half. They seem to know that it's going on here. Adam Josh is coming forward. It's approaching spite range. Pharaoh might have this here. They're coming in. Red team, they get the Drake, but Utah, they're looking for the fight. Babjo has found Pharaoh. Duck Girl has been slowed out, swallowed, and spat back into Utah's team. They don't get there in time for the Drake, but they get the kills, and that does put them at the gold lead.
Yes, interesting by the side of Denver because their mid lane did not have the priority right there. So Babjo was able to just come down, expend his flash, and just kill that Elise. And Infernal Drake, not that great. It gives you, for example, a Nunu ult at 1,000 AP only gives you about 50 damage on that ult. So, yeah, if not very good early Drake, but at least they're close to that soul,
Found the idea. Haymaker has been used. Babjo looking for this one, but it's getting low. The Elise is nearby. Forever Lonely takes some interesting pathing there. That will be his downfall, and Pharaoh is going to have to scuttle on out. Barbecue, look at how little aggro at the moment.
Yes, he just knows he's 2 levels up on the guy, just wants to get some harass in, so he's a little lower in the jungle, I guess. But Forever Lonely, he gets his Haymaker off in the wrong direction there, making Babjo just all in him with his ulti and pick up that kill.
Oh, hold on. Sasara is getting kind of all in here. Friendly guy jukes out the slow, but can't get the knock-up. Kraydon's coming in from the jungle. Seida's in a bit of trouble. Can they trade out on Friendly Guy, who's getting low? There is the up and over. Kraydon has arrived. Orange pretty tanky, but not with that much health in the pool.
Yes, that Orange survived for a really long time. Almost got that solo kill back onto Friendly Guy, but ended up, you know, dying in the long run. But we do see
Pharaoh
Elise
could have
up
it.
there.
That is the ult used, but there's the Cataclysm, and what a play here! The top jungle synergy looking clean for Utah. They feel a little miffed about the first blood.
Yes, that was interesting by that Elise. The Pharaoh goes in there, not level 6, and just a 2v1 scenario. Maybe picked up the kill, but ended up dying for it.
Now, Babjo won't let this one go either. Throws out quite a bit of damage, forces out the Haymaker, just unrelenting in the poke there. It felt like for a while that Forever Lonely was doing up pretty good, had the lane priority, and was kicking a bit of butt. What happened? How did he just
That's
lose
what
control?
happens when you get the a few kills on Diana. She just dishes out that damage, and without a well-placed Haymaker, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. So we see here Babajo threatening to dive this set right here.
Or at least just to aggressively poke. Pharaoh is here, though. Babjo seems aware, but there's the stun. Forever Only connects on the Haymaker. That time, the showstopper actually extends the stow for a little while. Babjo turns it around. The old combo wasn't spectacular from Denver right there. Might have made the difference. How does Babjo pull that off in the 2v1?
Well, the Diana ulti really... It does more damage based on how many characters are in that final burst. So that Elise, level 5, not really doing much damage, doing more harm than help in this lane, it seems like, because getting that enhanced damage, and Babajo just melts both of them, expending that flash from both of them as well. So well played from the side of Utah.
And now the priority in the bot lane is going to open the door to a blue buff invade, just in case anyone thought Pharaoh's job was going to get easier here.
Yes, exactly. Very upsetting for the side of Denver, because it's not too bad because the set, you know, he doesn't want that blue buff, but Elise going to be pretty upset about that. It looks like she is keeping up in farm to Kraydon's J4, but a lot of discrepancy in that top in mid lane.
Yeah, the mid lane has really started to explode in favor of BBQ. Yeah, actually, we've been saying it differently. How confident are you in your pronunciation of Babjo, or how have you been saying it?
It's whatever you like it to be. I think it's there's barbecue, obviously. It's, Babajo, I believe, or Babjo, like.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you, but.
Because at first I just copied what Jacket said. Jacket said Babjo, but you're saying like Babajo. I'm like, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think it's Babjo, I think, because Babajo, it doesn't have 2 A's, so I think that is my mispronunciation. But back to the game, it looks like the next Drake is coming up in right now. So it is that Ocean Drake, a lot stronger than that Infernal early, but that means no Infernal, no Ocean Souls, which are one of the 2 better souls on the Rift.
Yeah, so we're either looking at a Cloud or Mountain. Do you think either would be particularly impactful in this game?
The Cloud, not too influential, because that's not one of the best souls. It does the least for the terrain. You just get some...
I haven't found anyone who likes Cloud Drake yet.
I don't think anyone will. It does help out the Aatrox a little bit, because you already get that speed from the ulti. You're going to be speeding with that Cloud Drake, but looks like we get that Cloud Drake, so not what I want to see.
That's what we get for bad-mouthing the Cloud Drake.
Exactly, but we do see a dive bot lane, or just a little spook, I guess.
Yeah, it was a jump scare.
Yes, just using that Tahm Kench ulti to maybe look for something, but mostly just...
Established dominance.
Yes, exactly. That pretty long cooldown, but ooh. That's
Babjo has a 2-level lead and knows it. Went out quite a bit of damage here. Could honestly look for the dive. The health shield deters it, but as soon as that's gone, Showstopper looks like it's Babjo's ult right there, and
ooh, that's the Protobelt doing work there. He's able to QE into tower and then just Protobelt out, which is a fancy move from Babajo right here. You know, really showing that expertise on that Diana pick. You know, styling on them. So, very well played by him.
I forgot Denver had this Rift Herald. They took it forever ago.
Yes, it looks like it was probably expiring. You know, you'd like to get those plates on that bot lane. That's the only lane that isn't too far behind. But
oh, hold on, Friendly Guy. They've made the rotation from top side. Kraydon eats a lot of damage. They really wanted to make that play happen, but was not meant to be.
Nothing but a flash onto that MF taken from the side of Utah, but they do get the exchange kill onto Kraydon. A little overzealous from on the side of Utah.
Yeah, it was pretty there. Like, Friendly Guy does the teleport in, so Utah's like, okay, we think we can make a play here. Kraydon just went into a little too soon, or maybe Friendly Guy wasn't there fast enough. One way or another, timing was desynced for those guys, and it costs Kraydon life.
Yes, a little desynced from the side of Utah, but not too upset. They do have Rift Herald in about 3 minutes and Dragon also in 3 minutes. So maybe some downtime, but we have seen a lot of fighting in this game. So you should expect something at least. Doesn't seem like Friendly Guy loses too much CS for that. He was up about 30. Now he's only up about 20.
So less than perfect, but I mean, what are your leads for other than to take them to other lanes?
Exactly, and the ADCs are, looks like there is a gold in favor of that MF. He does have that Warhammer on the Aphelios. Other than that, mid lane is...
no, it's actually... They're actually pretty close here. It looks like just Go Where has had the more recent...
Yeah, back time.
Yeah.
Right? That's... Infix is sitting on about almost 3K here soon. He wants to probably get that back out sometime soon, but the gold discrepancy in the mid lane is 3K.
Whoa!
Which is primarily the bulk of Utah's lead is in that mid lane. So I'd like to see them maybe get a little, you know, open up that mid lane, get Babajo to force down bottom or to walk into jungle. And as I say that, Babajo is in that bottom side jungle, killing that Elise.
Yeah, considering the blue buff invade, but more interested in the kills. Flashes past the set here and collects the Spider Lady. Could look to turn it around. Kraydon does have ult here, but it's a 2v3. That MF ult is doing so much work right now. Showstopper just about finishes Kraydon off. Forever Lonely does get that. Adam Josh is here with Emphix. This could be the turn here. Babjo gets one more. Lonely gets his shield, but he's also been hit by the Graviton. He is stunned out. Double kill for Barbecue, but a lot of that is down to a good rotation from Emphix and Adam Josh, making it the 3-for-1.
Yes, Babajo is not afraid. He can just walk in that jungle 2v1 anyone who shows up. So forces out that Elise flash, forces out that flash from the set, and he's not scared at all. So good rotation from the side of Utah with that lead. Infix is able to buy a lot of items there. Finishes Essence Fever and picks up a Zeal off the back of that.
Dang, that's a pretty good back for your Aphelios. That was the damage he was throwing out before those items. So he is going to be having a good day there. Now, we should be looking at the next Herald, 10-ish seconds or so. Barbecue has backed through mid. It's possible getting ready for a potential fight around there to force that.
Yes, he just wants to get his back in before Dragon Spawn pick up that stopwatch because he knows he is such a big damage threat and they're going to be looking to kill him. So that stopwatch, he's able to get his ult off, you know, get everyone in there in Zhonya's or stopwatch rather, and he looks like
that thought. Denver has beat Utah to the Drake pit here. This would be their second of the game. Utah is nearby. Barbecue and Adam Josh leading the charge here. Denver trying to peel off. There's the Ornn ult. Catches Barbecue and Kraydon in the both of it. MF ult doing a lot, but so many low for Denver right now. Lonely is down, as is the Nami. Pharaoh falls, and so will the Ornn at the end. Go where I please, cannot go where they please. Adam Josh impeding their escape plans. There's that Vigil once more. I don't think I've seen Emphix miss a Moonlight Vigil.
Yes, it came up on the latter side of that fight, or else it might have been a little bit more influential in that fight, but he did use it earlier. But this play really goes out to Kraydon and Babajo for just getting everyone in that Cataclysm and getting that Diana ult on, I think, 3 members here.
So Kraydon goes forward, catches multiple inside the ult, and even though it looks like GoWare has a really good MF ult for themselves, they're kind of the only player having their way in that fight. There's Squad, and off the back of it, Cloud Drake, a Rift Herald. Utah's eating well tonight. Where are they going to be taking this Rift Herald?
Yes, it looks like they have so many options. There is only one, or it looks like 2 outer towers, one in the mid lane and one in bot lane. Not outer, but inner tower. So it looks like...
Oh, hold that thought. Kraydon under pressure will fall down there. Apparently, Barbecue died for some reason. Friendly Guy might be next on the menu. Utah's in a really good spot, but apparently getting spotted and caught in a few places.
Yes, it looks like while we were in that replay, Babajo did get shut down. I'm interested in who he got shut down by.
I want to say Forever Lonely. I don't think he had a kill beforehand.
Yeah, so a little bit gold over to him, able to buy that Triforce. That's 1,000 gold shutdown there, so 700 plus the 300 gold from the kills. So he's going to be finishing that Triforce, be a little bit happier, but he is still down a significant amount of gold.
I mean, yeah, they shut down Barbecue, and he still has a bounty.
Yes, that is, you're fed when, like a lot of gold from on that Diana. And it looks like the next objective coming up is going to be that Baron in about a minute. So Utah is so ahead. They want to...
hold on. They could be looking for the MF. Friendly Guy gets the whole combo. Kraydon gets in there, too. Locks in Duck Girl with the Cataclysm. Make that 2. They're looking for 3, potentially 4. Pharaoh and Lonely in trouble. Double kill for Friendly Guy live. 4 falls down. Make that 5. No, just 4. Okay.
Yes, that might be the... No, they might be the inhib, maybe 2. Looks like they're summoning that Herald in the main lane.
They have Rift Herald. It's just the Ornn to defend. They could get a lot of work done with this.
Yes, not maybe a Nexus tower, but it looks like they are just going to go for inhib and take that bot tower. Maybe rotate over to Baron afterwards, force another fight, but... That fight was really well played from the side of Friendly Guy, but as I say...
Slow on to the Ornn. Friendly Guy bringing the damage. Adam Josh has gotten very low here. Caught between the enemy team and a turret. That Tahm Kench is down. Barbecue is here, putting the health bars of Denver down. Nexus turret exposed. Multiple members low. And Utah is less greedy than me. They are going to back out here.
Yes, it looks like Babajo just went in there, got that MF flash, and that should be important coming later because the Cataclysm can just lock in that MF and really pressure that MF. But as we were saying earlier, we were interested in the Nami build, which looks like she just got the wrong runes. No synergies, and as I say this, Babajo just assassinates that Elise.
I didn't even see the kill message.
Yes, exactly. It went right past us. It was very, very quick there. But Elise is going to be down for about another 17 seconds, which might mean a lot for her jungle.
Utah, they have some choices. They could look to start Baron. I mean, the Elise isn't going to be down that long.
Yes, I mean, looks like you're just going to take her jungle, get their resets, then look to ward up that top side of the jungle and pressure. And here's that replay of that Elise kill.
Just,
oof.
That's what a lead does for you.
Yes, that is what a Cocoon backward also does for you. So that Cocoon just looks like a panic Cocoon coming out. So Pharaoh's going to be pretty upset about that one. But looks like they're going to be sweeping vision, waiting for someone to face check just like this. Oh, there's that.
They weren't waiting very long there. Pharaoh doesn't find the Cocoon or the escape path. It's going to be Emphix picking up that one. 5-0-5, by the way.
And as we say that,
4-0-3 for Friendly Guy.
Yes,
okay.
This is a 28 kill game in 22 minutes about. Very, very kill heavy, fighting heavy here. So Utah sweeps that top side, waits for someone to face check, and Pharaoh says, don't mind if I do. So quickly getting their results for their work and getting that Baron right after.
This game has very quickly gotten out of hand for Denver. And again, I'm just looking at that mid lane matchup. Again, Forever Lonely is normally the star player for this team. And they just did not get the game they wanted at all. And it certainly had ripple effects for the rest of Denver.
Looks like Friendly Guy getting a little too eager there. He said...
It was a distraction to get these minions up to the Nexus turret, obviously. Oh, hello.
There goes MF.
Babjo has found the carry in the backside. Pharaoh is low. Forever's trying to front line here. Gets a good haymaker off, but it won't get him very far. Seda, one of the last two standing there. Triple kill for Babjo. And Nexus turret will fall. Nexus next on the menu. And with that, Utah is going to dive into the fountain. Hold on. They're all dead. The Nexus is still... Okay, there's minions.
The minions end.
There were
right.
minions. There were minions. Okay.
Just a little fun from the side of Utah.
They were way too happy with their score lines. Like, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. These score lines are too good. I want a refund.
Yeah, they would love to see that Nami Penta, I think. That's what they were going for. But
Must have been the play.
a win from the side of Utah. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest, I expected a little bit more from Denver here. They have some serious talent on their roster. We look these players up; they're not slouches on the ranked ladder. It just felt like their win condition just didn't happen. One of the dangers of having so much star power centralized in one role, if that player has an off game, the whole team just looks like a completely different entity.
Yes, and this is the argument of comfort versus meta coming to play. Utah comfort picked across the board, while Denver just wanted to get those meta picks. And you can see in this kind of competitive environment, comfort really shines over meta. So
yeah, for game 2, I would be very interested in seeing the Taliyah on the side of Denver. Your mid laner reached the rank that they did, playing a ton of this champion. Their tournament lives are on the line. Again, best of 3. So game 2, if Denver loses this one, their hopes of the playoffs become statistically insignificant.
Yes, I would like to see them step up, because this is the deciding game. They cannot lose this, so we'll see what they do.
Now is the time to be falling back on your comfort picks, the champs you can play in your sleep. Otherwise, the pressure is just liable to get to you. If they can handle it, that's the big question that we'll find out after this break. Welcome back, college esports fans. It's time for Game 2. The Utes had a pretty good Game 1 for themselves. Feeling pretty solid, so they're up 1-0 in the series. And apparently feeling so good that they feel like changing their entire roster out.
Yep. Everyone out, everyone else back in. So, in new playstyles, we'll see maybe a completely different game from the side of Utah. Interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Swish is a big believer in the 10-man roster, and while the starting lineup has become more concrete over the last few games, these players are still ridiculously talented.
Yes, every single role, every single player can be switched in and out. I'm interested to see what they pick. Totally in different champ pools from player to player. So different bands going to maybe throw Denver for a little loop. They're going to have to pull up the op.ggs real quick and just find different bands.
Yeah, have fun looking up range champion pool. That'll make sense.
Yeah, you're going to have to expend all 5 bands from each side for that. So as we say this, we get into draft. Nothing banned yet, but any predictions? Probably that Echo again.
Probably the Echo again. I wouldn't be surprised there. The Talia is the question for me. Talia? You said Talia, but I said Talia. Okay.
I was Talia, same thing.
You're the mid player.
Yeah, and I used to play a lot of Talia, so.
I'll take your word for it. Okay, Syndra. Utah has decided to ban themselves out for this match, but that's okay. So has Denver. The Doodoo ban? Does Cookie Time play a lot of it?
I do not think so. I think...
Our team's on the correct sides.
Yes, that is what I was wondering, but...
This is strange to me.
Yes, regardless, the Syndra banned out, that is, Forever L maybe plays that. I know Wonko does.
I knew it!
I freaking knew it!
All right.
Swapped. Okay,
Yes.
there we go.
Okay.
There we go. So Syndra looks like that is not... Nyoran does not play Syndra. We know Infex does, so it looks like that ban might be towards Wonko, which, you know, he does play a lot of Echo, so I'm curious on which team, if they first pick Echo or if Utah steals away the Echo or how that plays out. So the Mordekaiser ban over for the side of Denver. Not really sure who plays Mordekaiser. I know he's just a strong pick in general.
They probably just don't want to deal with it. I mean, especially if Denver wants to run the set again.
Yes.
Showstopper is a lot less cool when you're in the Death Realm.
Yeah, you're just slamming him into no one, you know. It's like no audience for that. So, banned out from the side of CU, but the Ornn banned out for Utah. Always an obnoxious pick. You know, that Call of the Forge God is not fun to deal with. But Dark Nyoran's, or that is a flex pick. So it's Dark Nyoran's, it could be Rain's, even Wonko's Lucian.
Rain plays the Lucian?
Yes, he does play a lot of Lucian,
Okay.
which is a fun pick, but it looks like Utah does ban out that Echo. Don't want it first picked, and for that Pharaoh, he did not look very good on that Elise, so they want to force him to something that isn't Comfort. And as I say that, we see the Elise again. He thinks maybe this game...
Pharaoh is here for the redemption arc.
Yes, and the thing is with that Elise, Raiden plays a lot of Elise. He loves his Elise, so maybe it's a little bit of a steal away, but we might see the Olaf from Raiden. We might see the Kha'Zix from Olaf. Nice. Kha'Zix from Raiden, but first we do see the MF, which also still strong pick, a steal away from Denver, and I'd assume that'd be Dark Nyoran's.
Most likely there. I mean...
No, it's
okay. I tried to reason it out.
Nope.
Olaf or Raton, not too terribly surprising. Very much one of the champions in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, strong pick from Raiden. He does play his Olaf very well, and it's just a strong pick right now. So, it's a good counter into that Elise, because if you don't get jumped on immediately, you do out pressure this Elise. So it's like early pressure versus early pressure, whoever can use it better. But here is the exact same matchup, but swapped. So we have the Philios for the side of Denver, which I will like to see what GoWare does with this.
Yeah, I mean, GoWare had a pretty good game. They seem to be one of it was a rough time for Denver all around, but I felt like Go Where I Please had kind of the best showing of what we saw. So I think that it's a very good look for them to be on this pick again. Rumble this time.
Yes, so that Rumble is a flex pick. I have, it's most likely mid, I'd say, because I think Rumble mid is very, very strong right now. You're able to just flamethrower that wave and just roam with that equalizer. I've played a ton of it. It's banned almost every single LCS game. Like, really, really strong pick. I'm interested to see what they do with that. But they do ban the set from the side of Utah.
Yeah, so Utes don't seem entirely sure what the Rumble's gonna be going there, or where the set would be going if it were to be picked again. They just take that one off the table. Rise removed as well, which could just as easily be mid or top lane.
Yes.
Mid and top lanes need to get their identity sorted out.
Yeah, right. It's a toss-up, honestly. But the Rise, obviously banned for Rain. He is quite the Rise player. But Wonko does play a little bit of Rise. If they were going to pick that Rise, they'd probably pick it in the first phase. So Aatrox also banned from the side of Denver.
See, I mean, I get Aatrox is a really good champion. I just don't understand him as a second-round ban. I feel a lot of the value of Aatrox is the fact that he's a good blind pick.
Yes, exactly.
And if you're picking him this late in the draft, it's like, okay,
yes,
go ahead.
And that is primarily Friendly Guy's Aatrox. He loves his Aatrox. He's like superb, one of the best Aatrox. But Rain does play, you know, what doesn't Rain play, you know? So the
Does he play Ziggs?
He does not play that.
Okay.
That is definitely Wonko Ziggs. He loves that Ziggs, which
That was
little
he was
Yordle.
sane.
Yeah, it's yeah, right. It's like Wonko the Sane with this insane Yordle little guy. It doesn't quite clash, but it's like, you know, opposites attract, I guess. So
Okay.
a lot of wave clear, you know, you can just pretty much stall the game. It's like a worse version of Anivia, you know? It's lots of wave clear, a lot of just damage and poke. Really annoying if you can land those bombs. But the Nautilus coming from the side of Denver.
It's been a little while since we've seen Nautilus, and kind of rightly so. He had his day in the sun, and kneecaps were broken a little.
Yes, just a little bit. He's still fairly strong. He doesn't do quite as much damage. His Q was damage increased, and just like his shield, like he just took a lot of damage nerfs. He does still build that gargoyles, and still a good champ. Hate to see him though, but as I say things to hate to see, we see a Talon locked in from the side of Denver.
Okay, so that does mean Rumble top.
Yes, I would assume so. That's a Rumble top, which Irelia is a very good pick. Rain plays a lot of Irelia, fairly strong champ, went ahead, can get a little bit behind, but that Talon it's really good into that Ziggs. So that Ziggs doesn't have much escape. That Talon can just all in, and I am curious on what Wonko does against this Talon.
Okay, so a lot of pressure on the substitute mid laner, then gonna have to deal with this potential counter matchup in the mid lane. Like we said, I feel like the Twitch chat isn't going to believe me that Forever Lonely is kind of the highest ranked player on this team, because last game did not sell that truth. But if there was a player on this Denver roster who has the potential to just like do a total 180 from last game, it's looking like the mid lane again.
Yes, I'd like to see Denver, you know, reset, just think about taking
quarterback's memory.
Yes, exactly. Just forget last game and just really come into this game still eager like last game. I could tell they're really eager last game. They really tried, but it's just like, I want them to do that again. I don't want them to hold back, play any safer. Maybe the complete new roster will do that for the side of Denver. You know, they're like, oh, different roster, different game. So interesting to see what Denver does.
Yep.
And as we get in, we want to pay attention to a couple lanes. That Rumble Irelia lane should go one way. I think that Rumble is very damage heavy. Irelia can just run away with the lead, so we'll see what happens there. Also that Talon. I want to see that Talon get lane priority, just run around the map, see what he does. But Wonko does have a lot of wave clear with that Ziggs. He can just bomb the wave, just hit the wave. Like, that's what you need to do, and we'll see how that lane pans out.
It's certainly going to be dangerous for him, but he has ways to kind of kite out of the danger. It's also just kind of nice as a late game in case of emergency break glass.
Yes, exactly.
Can't siege turret if all of your minions
Yes.
have been zigged.
Yes, exactly. And it's just one big wave. You get your ult off. It's a really low cooldown. So a lot of wave clear in that pick. And the thing is with AD mids, you can itemize that Seeker's Arm Guard. You can get those Ninja Tabby in that mid lane. So as an AD mid, it is hard if the laner prioritizes that armor to get a lead. But we will see what Wonka does.
Yeah. Well, a lot of pressure on him to perform then. How do you feel against the jungle matchup? I know we said both these are some early game focused champions, so probably one way or the other.
Yes, exactly. So say Elise is sitting in a bush, she can melt that Olaf. Just cocoon and just hit. But if it depends on who gets the jump. So it's really who paths smarter, who wards smarter, and we didn't see quite the Elise showing last game, so I'm very eager to see, a second chance, a second win, Cocoon's not hitting backwards, maybe some forward cocoons and, stuff like that. So I'm eager to see.
Yeah. The redemption arc opportunity has been put in front of Denver, and again, they have to take that chance right now. Because again, they lose this game, their playoff chances, while technically still existent, are practically gone.
Yes, two losses. That's a no-go. But back into the game, we got the Aphelios MF. Same old, same old. It's not one-sided. You got like back and forth. It's pretty much just a farm fest. But we'll see which lanes they pressure. I'd like to see Utah pressure top with that Olaf Irelia. Like back in the day, the Sejuani Irelia was a big combo because you can stack those with the melee, and so I'd like to see some pressure in that top side. Rumble is very immobile. He does not have any escapes. He does have a big shield, but I'd like to see that from the side of Utah.
I'm a little curious about those supports in this matchup. We weren't very big Nami fans in the last game. You think Denver has drafted a little better to their carry this time?
Still, Nautilus is more of an aggressive tank support, not the Braum, not the Tom Kent that we saw last game. So maybe they're more aggressive. I think it is pretty good with that Aphelios. You get a lot of damage with that Moonlight Vigil stacked onto the Nautilus ulti.
Oh, yeah.
It's
you don't need to peel if you kill them first.
Yes,
There you
exactly.
go.
So it's similar to Leona, but like a little different, a little more annoying because you have that hook to pull. So I'm interested to see the bot lane pan out. And who was Cookie Time playing? I forgot. Oh, there it is, the Thresh.
Right.
Which I always love seeing a Thresh. I think Thresh is really, really good. So get those flays and just hooks. Very, very cool champ.
Really make a mess of things. You're minding your own business. You're like, haha, that Ziggs just missed their ult. And then also, oh no!
Yes, exactly.
He didn't miss the ult.
Yep. But we do have normal stuff now. We don't have that same glacial augment on the Nami that we had last game. We do have an exhaust from Nautilus, which I find interesting because I see often these Nautiluses, the Leonas, these all-in champions, they would go Ignite because you want to drop that Ignite, get that healing haft on that carry. So interesting from him.
I feel like the train of thought just has to be like, well, my champion doesn't let me protect my carry as well, so I try to like balance the ticket, as it were.
Yes, I mean, I like to see the aggressive. MF has no escapes besides that flash, so blow that flash, drop the Ignite. I like to see that, but the exhaust is safe. It is a good assurance into maybe that Olaf. No one really has bursts on the side of Utah, so interesting pickup. But it looks like the Olaf is souling that blue, which is kind of counterintuitive because he does get lower by souling it, but because he's so low, Olaf passive lets you get lifesteal more and more attack speed, so you clear better by not getting help. But
little interactions like that are one of my favorite things about League. It's like, now normally in a video game when your health bar gets low, that's bad.
Yes,
but here we
exactly.
can see Rotana is doing it on purpose.
Yes,
and it's good.
The best help is no help at all, is what Olaf says, and it looks like just normal early game, the Ziggs is just going to stand back and throw his bombs at that wave, which playing against a against the Ziggs, you don't want to stand next to that wave. For example, right there, because he can hit the wave and you at the same time with that Q. So you really want to stand outside the wave, which Talon has a difficult time doing, but it looks like maybe some early aggression onto that top lane.
Yep, the Elise has made the rotation over. They have their 2 buffs to try and make this happen. Rain gets pretty good flash juke. Kind of jukes back into danger, though. They're getting low. Elise is up in the air, but not going to result in too much. Rain ends up being okay, but it does cost them their flash.
Yes, well played from the side of Denver, because that Elise...
Wonko's in trouble here. Does gonna blast himself to safety. Otherwise, that could have been first blood.
Yes, and here's the regank. This is exactly what happened last game.
Yeah.
This guy loves to just get a flash and regank.
But the double stun for the counter gank from Rattan comes out. Axler won't find anything, but it is the presence is enough for a disengage from Denver. And that's the downside of the double gank. Sometimes it gets you first blood, sometimes it leaves you 2 ganks in with nothing to show for it.
Yes, Utah a little more prepared this time for that double gank. But as I was saying with the first gank, the Elise doesn't have to use her Cocoon. She has so much pressure by just running at that laner, forcing Rain to just squirm and say, when are you going to throw Cocoon, like trying to flash it, and well played. But gets the flash, reganks, doesn't get much for it.
Meantime, Wonko's having a pretty okay time here in the mid lane. Forever Lonely does have the power to just kind of do it to him if he plays the abilities right. But the Ziggs has remained out of the danger zone by and large. So Utes probably feeling good that the game's quiet at the moment.
Yes, looks like that Ziggs is going to be doing a lot of damage later, so it looks like they might collapse on this Elise.
There was an idea, but now Wonko might not be so lucky anymore. Pharaoh takes some damage. Rattan's vaguely low, not too concerned. There's Elise up in the air, flashes over the wall, giving Utah the old loop around. Lonely eats a bit of damage, but Denver juggle the aggro of Utah really well, and as a result, they both get on out of there. The Drake and the Scuttle might be different stories.
Yes, that was a long 2v2 there, you know, just hits thrown back and forth. It shows the power of that Olaf, because they use everything on that Olaf, but he's able to get his, lesser health, the more damage, and, as we say that, Rain with the solo kill in the top lane.
Oh, wow. All right, yeah. The matchup there, top side, feeling pretty good for the Irelia.
Yes,
looking
I would
good.
like to see a replay from that, but it looks like the Rumble did not.
Rain? Oh no, they get the stun off. They do a whole lot of damage before dying there, but Rain takes an unnecessary tower shot.
Yes,
I want to say.
very overzealous from the side of Rain, but here's that solo kill we see.
Connects the stun to open it up and just doesn't miss a beat.
Yes, that's the overheat from Rumble right there. Burning that ult to clear wave. Getting that into tower as fast as possible is good. So that overheat from Rumble, he did not overheat with his flamethrower. He overheated with his shield, which became problematic because he has no combat abilities to follow up. So well played by Rain, but he does stay for that wave. Not sure why. Takes a turret shot and dies because of it.
Yeah, Rain just kind of like, I want to say playing the lead from last game, but he wasn't in last game, so.
Yes. It looks like a swap. Very strange. They maybe were looking just to catch Denver off guard, maybe get a kill onto that Irelia, but it looks like they are just going to be early swapping, looking for that Herald, prioritizing it more than that.
Wonko doesn't get the best blast away, but it's still alive.
Yes.
Probably won't survive another combo from Talon.
Yes, not the
But,
best placed W there. The Talon, I think, with ulti could have ignited and killed him there, but he's a little scared, not wanting to go in too much. But as we say that, we get a pause, which not sure why, but gives us a little downtime to talk about the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost scary there in mid, but almost only counts in horseshoes and, well, a zillion bombs.
Yes,
so.
yes. So it looks like a mouse issue from I don't know which side. Utah's notorious for that, so mouse issues. Yeah, it's happened a couple times, but
Man, that's unfortunate.
yeah. So yeah, here it is. Utah with the mouse issue. What's new? But back in the game, real quick. Not a.
I have
quick, short
decided
pause.
that that is the reason Rain took the tower shot.
Yes, or that W by Wonko. I think one of the two. One of the two. But he took a bad trade there. Has to reset. Is down about 20 gold in that mid lane. Not the best matchup, but.
Oh, hold on. Forever Lonely might have bit off more than he can chew. The death sentence through the wall! Cookie Time, you absolute mad lad! But Lonely, with just a sliver of health, ekes away, but he could still run into Cookie Time. Can he get a flay through? Rain does find it. Whoa! That was some nice thresh work.
Yeah, this is why I love the champion. Love the hooks. It's so satisfying to just see a hook hit like that. And a wasted ignite from the side of Cookie Time, wanting to get that kill when Rain could have just queued it, but
It was his kill, his CC, his kill.
Yes,
That's the rule.
exactly. You want that on that thresh, but looks like the early swap coming to effect here. But it looks like Denver also early swapped, but with that TP, Ziggs was able to get the advantage, but as we say
this time, Cookie Time's the one getting hooked in by Duck Girl, but the Ziggs explosion knocks the Nautilus into danger. Raton unstoppable in the front line. MF ult for Utah this time. Double kill for Wonko. Ton wants Pharaoh. Axe is good. Slow to follow. Wonko with the bombs. Elise in the air, but they don't have anywhere safe to land. Wonko with 3, Utah with 5, and now Rit Herald in the cards.
Yes, that was the early swap coming into effect here for the side of Utah. It was also off the back of a really good flay by Cookie Time, which the Talon was not able to get his Q damage off because of that flay. So well played by Cookie Time there. And looks like the Herald over to Utah. This is also the combat power really showing of Olaf. And a lot of kills picked up there from Wonko. Looks like every single kill went to that Ziggs in that fight.
All 3 upgraded straight from Goose Eggs to the 300 score line.
Yes, so
feeling like a Spartan at the moment.
Still about 10 farm behind. He's not too upset about that because the Talon pretty lane dominant. So if you're ahead even at this point, you're not upset. But he opted to go for the Luden's Echo. He's not too scared. He's not getting that Seekers. He says, I am safe with my W if he doesn't mess it up like we saw. But looks like Nautilus coming in here, helping that Talon push out that lane, get a few stacks from his Targons. Or I think they renamed it, the support item.
Did they rename it again?
I still call it Targons, but looks like the Dragon's up in 15. That is the next objective we are looking for.
So both teams kind of posturing for it. Utah has pushed, Denver has pushed in a wave in mid. So they're setting up in the grass, could be looking for a pick-off to start the fight off for themselves. They know Utah's nearby. I believe the Drake was almost full. Early flash from Pharaoh there. That was very ambitious. Utah realized that resource is down, and they are going aggressive. The Ziggs ult makes a bit of a mess of that one. Go right, please. Eats a lot of the MF ult. Pharaoh can't find anywhere safe to stand. And now, Utah, Infernal Drake has their name on it. Denver still has a lot of players nearby. Go right, please, and Duck Girl, who considering it. Oh, the Aphelios steal! Raton didn't have the smite available, and that does cost them the Drake. Just excellent timing coming out for the team in blue.
Yes, no one really stood on that side of the wall to prevent that Aphelios from, getting that Q off, getting that auto.
Nautilus could be in trouble, though. Death Sentence connects here. Cookie Time zoning away some danger. Flashes over the wall, but he's not safe just yet. Juking for his life. Forever Lonely's found the double. Ratan and Naorin. Pharaoh looking for the third. No help here for Cookie Time. Triple for the Talon. Denver, they found their second win.
Yes, that was on Utah for overstaying their welcome. The Ziggs was used his W to kill that tower, but now he doesn't have that W to knock away the enemy, so they use the opportunity to get that talent in that backline, just deal tons and tons of damage. Look at this.
Whew, just tears right through him. Ignite ends up being what kills Dark there. Cool guys don't look at Ignite kills, and so Forever Lonely feeling pretty cool at the moment, and it just shows up and collects his
Yes,
triple.
that is well played from Talon. We want to see him getting in that backline, getting into that Ziggs, that MF, without the Thresh sitting right next to him. He can just run crazy in the backline. You don't have much peel from the side of Utah, so as you can see, he just wipes the side of Utah.
Yeah. Denver, get a new leash on life, and not a moment too soon.
And it looks like no shutdown onto that Zig, so he is still sitting with that 300 gold bounty, which Denver aren't too happy about. They might be looking for him next time, but they did blow a lot of summoners in that fight. None from the side of, no flashes for the side of Utah except for Rain, and and the support in top from the side of Denver. So as we say that, turret plating's falling in about 30 seconds. We'll see if any teams want to do anything different. And as you can
Utah,
see,
they want the big fight here, top side. Wonko and Han combine for that one, and then just woof. The 4v2, fun fact, most 4v2s go the way of the 4.
Yes, as we say that, a solo kill onto that Rumble, maybe?
Wow.
Yes. Well played from Rain. Denver isn't really doing anything about that. They see everyone topside and opt to that mid tower. I would have liked to seen them maybe recognize that Rain is going really hard under that tower and maybe cross map them, But it looks like they're going to just get that bot tower, but that is good from the side of Utah. They catch the bot lane of Denver with their pants down. They just didn't really account for how many members are off the map, and they just kill both of them and get a tower.
Yeah, much like 4v2s, in 1v1s, the one also normally wins.
Yes, also very, very true.
And, Rain wins their ones there, and that's just an important skill.
Yes, that is. I don't know if Rain had Trinity Force during that fight, but he did, that is why he held in. With that Trinity Force, Aurelia hits her spike and is really strong in these fights. And a little correction, we said CU instead of DU, so little mistake there, but it is Denver. And
we were led to believe it was University of Colorado, Denver, but apparently Denver University is a separate entity entirely. Okay.
Two different schools.
I apologize.
But Rain using that alcove to maybe look onto that Rumble, didn't get much from it, but Utah, knowing they're strong here, they're going to want to push up that mid lane as 4 and then rotate over to that Herald, clear some vision, and maybe force a fight. But it does look like another Cloud Soul on the Rift, which you hate to see it, but maybe good for that Olaf. He pops that ulti. He is so fast with that. Same with that Irelia, and looks like they're going to expend that TP. The Moonlight Vigil only hits
hold on. Denver, they're coming aggressively into this fight. They don't want to give up this Rift Herald for free. Cookie Time in trouble. The cage buys him some time, but not much. That is 2 for Denver, looking for more. They get 3 at the end of it, and the Rift Herald. Wow, they just had a wonderful surround there. They find the 5v4 fight as Rain slaps this turret. I mean, what happened there?
That is the miscommunication from the side of Utah. They do not take into account that Rain is down TP, and they just fight a 5v4 against a Rumble in a small corridor. So
yeah, certainly got a little nasty there for sure. And hold on. Live, as a consequence of this, Denver will be securing the Cloud Drake for themselves. And Utah nowhere nearby. I mean, Denver, they're still down a lot of gold, but they're showing they can fight into this deficit quite well.
yes, Denver just needs to find these mistakes that Utah are doing. You know, just find out the 4v5s, maybe get a pick with that Talon. You know, that's the leads they're going to be looking for. As for Utah, they want to maybe play with that side lane. Make sure now they know they have TP advantage. So play through that side lane. Make sure Rain can get some towers and not overcommit like they did to that Herald. But looks like the Cloud Drake is going to be good for the side of Denver. They're going to like the ultimate cooldown on that Talon, on that Rumble. As for Elise, she's not, she's not too happy about it. But good pickup from the side of Denver. And it looks like they're sending 3 top. They want that top tower, and we will see if Utah sieges that bot tower. I mean, that mid tower.
Yeah, they're grouped in mid. That seems to be what they want here. Rift Herald has been dropped here by Denver.
Yes,
So
looks like a little bit of a base race here.
could very much be the case. Utah, they do get that inner turret pretty quickly. Utah, however, I don't know. If they don't show up quickly here, their inhibitor could be in danger. Shelly saws another charge in her.
Yes, you do not win a base race against that Herald, but they do recall that Ziggs, and like we said, that has a lot of wave clear, so he's going to be able to clear that with the Olaf for securance, and while that's happening, Rain is going to get that inner bot-sided tower.
So it ends up being an outer and an inner for Denver, 2 inner turrets for Utah. So I think by the math, Utah ends out slightly ahead there. But kind of Denver's secret advantage is they basically killed the inhibitor turret.
Yes, that is pretty detrimental. They don't really have a side lane, or they do have that talent. So I'd like to see them stick that talent in that top side, maybe get him to face that Aurelia. I don't know if he wins that, but I want him to be able to, get that top lane tower because it is very low. But nothing really happening. With that Rumble, you do want to see team fights. So interesting from the side of Denver. Let's look at the gold. It's about 4K deficit from the side of Denver. Not too bad. It's not, as we say that, Elise.
They thought they had a chance to kill this Olaf here. This might still work out for them. Rain has dropped the ult, and wow, just a wonderful little Olaf axe there for the last hit. Utah plays with fire in that spot, but proves that sometimes in a 4v2, the 2 can win.
Yes, it seems like the Elise wanted to pick onto that Olaf, but ended up dying for it because when she Zonias, the Irelia ult, the outer rim of it actually did some of the damage and finished off with the axe there. So with that kill, it looks like they're just going to be taking it slow, getting their resets onto that Irelia, picking up that Sterix gauge, and going to be happy about that.
Yeah, it's just kind of an awkward spot in the game because, yeah, Denver, the last few plays have been all them. They feel like they should have the momentum. They should have the control. Well, they're still down almost 5,000 gold to Utah. That makes it really hard to feel like you're in the lead. And vice versa to Utah. Yeah, you got the gold lead. You also lost the last 2 fights.
Yes.
Neither team's feeling really like they should be hitting the gas pedal at the moment. And it's leading kind of this slow situation.
Yes, and the gold discrepancy, as we saw moments ago, was primarily in the top lane. Rain has a huge lead over that Rumble, about 2.2k. And other than that, its jungle also has the gold lead, but in other lanes, not too far, a little bit in the mid lane, but I'd like to see it's 2 opposite ends of a coin here. And as I say
Hold on, Rain might just have a chance at making a play here. They get the stun. It could be looking a little bit more. Duck is here, does get a knock up, buys some time for the Rumble, but can't save their life. Rain with the solo kill. Consider looking for 2, but probably doesn't want to take on 3 right now. Eats the damage from the Aphelios. Help is on the way, but not for Rain here. Does trade out 2 for 1 in the end. Can Utah find anything on the map for that? Well, they can start up Cloud Drake. That's nice.
See, this is what I'd like to see from the side of Utah. You get the Irelia in a side lane, and you have to match him with at least 2 people. And I would like to see that bot side, because then Utah could pick up that Baron for the resources spent onto that Irelia. Plus, Irelia gets 2 kills off the back of that. So, what I'd like to see from Utah, showing right there.
And then sometimes you're worried about like handing out that bounty to the enemy team, but you know, if you get 2, then it sorts out.
Yes,
unless your bounty is like truly exorbitant.
Yes,
but.
It looks like Rain is going for the Wits in here for that Elise and that Rumble. So, gonna be looking for that Talon to maybe chip away at that Irelia, but Talon does have the burst, which against Sterak's Gage and the Ninja Tabi, won't be too happy about that. But as I say this, they do send Rain into the bot side, wait for him to get pressure, then maybe use their sweepers, use their wards, get pressure of that top side, and pressure Baron. And they do have TP onto Irelia, so it looks like Denver might be looking for a fight topside, maybe.
I think Utah's kind of, the way they want this to play out is they want a nice long Baron dance that goes on forever, while Rain just chills bot lane, getting advantages there. But Denver, they've seemed to sniff this out. They are rotating down that way, but will Utah go for the 10,000 IQ Baron sneak while this is happening? They have started the objective. The Elise is still nearby. This could get spotted out. Utah has gained some damage on the objective, but they're not exactly setting a world record time for burning old Nashor here. This is going to become a volatile play. Wonko's gotten a little low. That sentence on to the Rumble is good. Wonko's very low. Pharaoh does find that kill here. Stasis is here. Does allow the escape here from Raton through the Thresh Lantern, but Utah generally in shambles here. Rain has come in, but might be too little too late. 3 for 3 is the exchange right now. Getting dolled out. Whoa! Raton does find that turnaround. Double kill for Rain. They took their time getting here, but they make the play worth it. Probably, I think?
Yes, it was a 5 for 3, so not the most ideal. They do have a very big lead. They opt to force a fight here instead of just expending that Rumble TP, but as we can see here, fighting against that Rumble is very difficult. So Equalizer splitting the group, getting Wonko really low. Huge MF ult from Utah though.
Oh yeah. Slows things down quite a bit there. The Lantern combining with the Stasis gets Ton out of there, which would have made it a 4v5. And with the bounties in play, I don't think that would have been worth for Utah to do in that case. So that ends up being a pretty big difference maker, courtesy of Cookie Time. The shutdown on the Talons, also nice. At the same time, it really does just mean a delay of game. Utah was so low on manpower after the fight, they can't really levy anything after the fact. And would you look at that? Everyone's respawned, and the game states the same.
Relatively the same, yes. Yeah. That last play was off the... I mean, Raiden played that at the very end there. Killing that Talon was very well played. So really cool to see that happening. But what I would like to see from the side of Utah there is get that Rumble TP and just back off of the Baron. Just say, okay, we got the TP. Just keep pushing bot Rain. So little of a misplay in my mind, but they do match the TPs, so the TPs are on the same timer. We'll see what Utah does for this.
As they do need to find a way to get Baron their way. I mean, I'd be keeping an eye on Cookie Time and how they play around Vision. The quote-unquote easiest way for them to crack open this Baron is just to get a really good death sentence, to get a one-man lead, and to force the objective from there. Wonko's W has been forced out. Lonely doesn't want to give this one up here. Equalizer making it really hard for Wonko to escape. He can't get to the Lantern in time, and it is Denver, the ones who get that pick off there of a Wonko just being too far forward without any help. But hey, look, death sentence equals it up here. Nautilus gets the counter hook. MF ult zones away Denver, but Rattan doesn't want anything zoned away. He goes for the double. Make it the triple. And meanwhile, Irelia got themselves an inhib turret, so the rest of Utah is free to get this Baron because Talon can't leave this inhib unguarded.
Yes, that was not looking good for the side of Utah. They did get a, as we...
Oh man, okay, this Rumble is not safe. Caught in the Irelia ult, does fall down. Forever Lonely doesn't seem to want to take this fight here, but they connect a lot onto Rain. They do get the shutdown. 914 gold in their pocket for that one.
Yes, on to that Talon, which is their only big source of damage right now. So Denver going to be
that is
happy
very
about that.
relevant.
Yes, and they had to send 2 for that Irelia, which is why Utah was able to turn that around with no Talon in the vicinity. And as we say that...
Oh, Elefaro has been forced in to the pit right there. The Zigzult hitting the blast cone. 10,000 IQ maneuver there.
And that is the ward over the wall that Elise was able to repel to. So not really anticipated by the side of Utah. I mean, it's pretty hard to anticipate, but cool interaction there.
Okay. It was definitely neat, to say the least. Utah does get their third Drake. One more away from the Soul, but I don't think they're super interested in that one. If they take the other Drake, it's because they want Elder on the table.
Yes, Elder is a big, big buff. So Utah probably going to want that, but like we were talking about earlier, Soul is good onto that Olaf. So he can, obviously we've seen Aphelios cannot do anything against this Olaf right now. So like to see what happens with that.
Yogi Time trying to go forward. Zigzult does quite a bit of damage, but that won't translate into much meaningful work. So, Forever Lonely, get a little frisky near the Thresh. Could be looking to try to get onto a carry on the backside. Yeah, Utah's carries have to be so careful.
Yeah, it looks like Talon's just flipping over walls, like looking for someone to pick off here, and doesn't find anything and uses all of his wall cooldowns, so he can't do that a second time.
No. He's going to have to calm down for a second here. Utah, they've shown up in the mid lane. Beautiful dredge line coming out on the side of Denver here. Dark Neorin does fall the Nautilus, but Forever Lonely is here. He's doing his work. Rattan gets the kill here, but he is forced to use his Guardian Angel. Revives in time. Rain gets Sita there. Ultimate trade is going to be 3 for 2 as Utah push into this inhibitor turret. Not the inhib itself just yet. They win the fight by a pretty narrow margin, but that is enough to get the objective they want.
I don't know if Wonko had Zhonya's or not there. He just steps a little too far forward, gets flash hooked by that Nautilus. A good look from Duck Girl to see just a Zig stepping a little far forward, flashing in. Getting a okay
Rattan could be in trouble there. Another good dredge line here from Duck Girl. But that is just going to be Utah retreating at the end of it. Rain is still just an absolute menace. 10-3-1. Even with the Olaf that low, even with 3 people there, they have to back off out of respect for the Irelia.
Yes, this Irelia can just destroy Denver. So she does have that stopwatch as well. So as we've seen, these stopwatches have played a real big factor in these fights, such as the Lantern into stopwatch has been a 2 or 3 fight game changer there. So good pickup from Rain. We do see 2 items complete for mid. He's sitting on that Oblivion Orb, and so should be doing some damage. But Talon stealing those Raptors, flipping out of there.
Such an evasive champion.
Yes, I know. It's crazy.
Honestly, Go Where I Please should be playing the Talon because that's really what the champion does.
Right. But that last fight, the Aphelios was able to stack up those chakrams and just deal so much damage. I like seeing that little circle around that Aphelios.
It's
really
scary.
It's like each hit does like half your health. It's crazy. But Raiden is a monster on this Olaf that last fight. Popped his GA in the middle of them, but was able to kill that Elise, kill the Talon? No. He killed someone, but...
people died. They were on Denver's team.
Yes, exactly. And but
Top 10 level analysis.
yeah,
Right here.
yes. So they're having Rain push that top side with the open inhib in bot side.
Time
Cookie's
is
just
threatening the threats. He does find it there. Axe Connect says, well, play is good. Stasis will buy the Rumble some time. Forever Lonely in a bit of trouble. Moonlight Vigil finds Wonko. The Talon is down. Lots of full health bars for Denver. Irelia in the midst of everything. Pharaoh does try to find some turnaround there, but they won't get what they want. That is the team wipe. That will likely be the inhibitor and likely the Nexus off the back of it. Go where I please certainly believes that's the end of it.
He went where he pleases, which was out of the game there. So Wonko not using his Zonias there again. So, but they do win. Irelia is able to get in that back line and just annihilate Denver. So well played by Utah. A clean 2-0.
Yeah, so they will move to 4-1 in their Swiss rounds. The dream still alive for the Utes. The same can't quite be said for University of Denver. They have some math to fight on their way to the playoffs.
Some very improbable math, which could happen. You never know. You never know. But
yeah, the Utes have earned themselves a new lease on life. Both sides of the rosters came out and played fantastically. Cookie Time got 21 assists in that game.
yes, those thresh hooks were killer. I love seeing those Mac range hooks and just very well played. Very well played. A lot of good flays onto the Talon Qs and well played from
Yeah, and I make the special shout out because no one needs to make a finer point on Rain's contributions in that one.
Rain was pretty good, I guess, but Cookie Time though, you know.
Oh yeah, shout out to the support players.
Yes, but Rain really played dividends. He played that slide lane really well. Was able to match 2 or 3 people, get 2 or 3 kills off of each fight. So well played by Rain.
Yeah, found the lead and played it well. Honestly, both sides of the Utah roster looking phenomenal, and they'll be able to take that into next week. They still need to win 2 more to keep their hopes alive, and it gets tougher every round, as is the nature of Swiss. We'll see if they're able to do it, but for now, that's all the League of Legends content we have. So thank you for joining us. If you want to stay up to date on all Utah esports news, you can follow us on Twitter at Utah_esports. If you want to stay up to date with my nonsense, you can follow me on Twitter at Sleek Esports. And
while you're at it, I'm here too at Sourslaw.
Get your clout while you can.
Why not? I stream. There's all sorts of stuff on there.
Yeah,
Why not? Why not?
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.